All right, man. It's Friday because we do the after show on Fridays now, not Saturdays anymore. And we got the Mooger Fooger. We did have Eric Lucier and we did have Jerry Supe. And we just recorded an episode that'll be out 5 weeks later. But those bitches bailed on us because of the fucking Tyson fight. Mooger's watching it in the fucking on the side.
The
You know,
problem,
I
no,
watched the World Series recording an episode. And you motherfuckers are watching Mike Tyson? What the fuck is wrong with you people? I was doing a radio show and watching my team win the fucking World Series doing a radio show on thatmetalstation.com. But you motherfuckers had to bail over fucking Mike Tyson, a washed up fucking bite fucking Holyfield's ear off boxer. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
all right, all right. First off,
World
Tyson isn't
Series.
Tyson isn't even going to be on for another half hour, at least. Plus, everyone's Netflix is crashing
Good.
because nobody Netflix, I don't believe, has ever done a live stream before.
No.
So I don't think they have the capacity for as many people hitting it. So right now, out in the living room, you see about three punches of boxing, and then you see a circle. Clock, clock, clock,
I know. I
clock. So
saw this
eventually,
on.
yeah, yeah. So it's crashing down, and we'll see. The closer it gets to Tyson, we might completely lose it. We'll just have to depend on those people who could see it on social media, and we'll be like, yeah, all the other fights were so much more exciting, and then Tyson comes out. It's it's a lose-lose for the other guy. Either a 58-year-old guy beats this punk, or the punk beats a 58-year-old guy.
But didn't that happen with Foreman? How old was Foreman? Like 50 when he won?
I don't know.
I don't like boxing. But I did
I,
see
I
that.
have no problem with boxing. I just don't. I'm not
I
an uber fan.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you motherfuckers, you bailed on a fucking Tyson Jake Paul fight on us. I was fucking doing thatmetalstation.com radio show, had the Dodger game on my computer on the side with the radio show, with the volume off, watching the game and fucking commenting on it when I got online. Oh fuck, they just got the fifth inning. Oh shit. You know, I was doing my job and still fucking doing my job, but you fuckers had to bail. You can't watch it on the side like
Hey,
I
hey,
do.
hey, 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 hey! This isn't a job. This isn't a job.
But fuck,
And
I didn't bail on my radio show to watch
right,
the fifth game of the World Series.
no. And hey, man, props to you, man.
Hey,
Props to you.
also, I didn't bail on this podcast in 2020 when the Lakers, I was on there with James West and Lee. We were recording a podcast. I had the volume on. You could hear it a little bit when the Lakers closeout game in 2020 to win the NBA championship. I did the podcast and watched that game also. I don't fucking bitch out on people over sports. I watch it and do the show at the same time. That's how I
You
am.
are a Renaissance man.
Hey, I got commitments. I do my commitments and watch my shit at the same time. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
hey, man. No one's gonna fault you for that.
You could
I
go
don't
listen.
fault
I
you for
don't
that.
remember what episode of James West was on, but you know what? Prayers for James West. He is going through a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, he's had like so many surgeries on his leg. He's got
Mm,
antibiotics running through him 24 hours.
mm,
The guy has so much pain. The guy, he's a Christian, great man. He plays guitar in his church. He's a guitar player like you and Jerry. Like,
mm.
I'm the only non-musician who comes on this show. You know, Lee was a keyboard player, you know. But fuck, what the fuck's going on in music, man? Beyonce getting nominated for all these fucking Grammys? The fuck is that? For a country album?
Who who really? God damn. I haven't paid attention to the Grammys or Beyonce, and can't tell you how long. Now, if Beyonce is going to put up a half naked picture, I'm going to take notice. But what Grammys she wins or what music she's doing, I am completely checked out. I don't care. I don't.
The
I
Grammys
mean,
is
everyone's like up in arms, like she's got more Grammys than everybody. It's like, are the Grammys even a thing? I mean, are they? Does anyone in our age group even care? I
I don't
mean,
think
does
we even watched the Grammys back in the day. We watched MTV Music Awards and we watched the American Music Awards because our music was there. Once our
right?
music bailed on those two award shows, our music was never in the Grammys anyways because Jethro Tull won Best Metal over Metallica. So we knew that shit wasn't ours anyways.
No, I mean, come on, man. I mean, it is so low on the totem pole of what I even care about these days. I could care less. I could care less. Who cares about the Grammys? Who cares about who wins a Grammy? Who cares about what Beyonce is doing? I don't. I mean,
I'd fuck
there
her.
is there is so many more things I wake up and have a focus on than fucking Beyonce and fucking the Grammys. Nope, don't really care. Don't really care.
Hey, Beyonce's hot as fuck though. Ooh.
Really?
Foxy Cleopatra in the Austin Powers movie. She was so
Well,
good.
come on, man. I'm not saying she's not easy on the eyes. Of course she is. But
I think Kelly Rowland was the best singer in Destiny's Child, though. And
there
that
you go. I
sucks.
have no idea who that is. So
You never
awesome.
heard "I'm a Survivor"? You never heard that
No,
song?
no, no.
I like Destiny's Child with Beyonce in there. I thought it was some cool pop. I don't like
Okay.
Wilson Phillips, so they sucked. But
Is
shit,
that
I'd
hold
rather.
on for one more day?
Oh God, no. Hey, but China was hot. What's her name? Cynthia? I don't know. One of those Beach Boys
That's
daughters.
it. So move on. Move on.
Yeah. Dude, Jerry Cantrell
Yes.
says the state of music streaming, it's a bad business model for the artist. What do you think about that?
Well, duh. Yeah, it's bad because unless you own everything, unless you own all your masters, all your recording, all your publishing, unless you own all of that turnkey, then you sell it to the streaming sites. And not only are you getting all the other money off the publishing, you're getting that money back too. That's where Metal Blade is fucking killing it on streaming because they own everything. Doesn't matter who the artist is. But if Jerry Cantrell actually owns and Alice in Chains actually owns 100% of their publishing, 100% of everything, they're not going to do too bad on streaming. But when you don't, yeah, when you're earning fractions of a cent per play, yeah, that's a really bad business model. It used to be physical product, that went away. But how do you turn losing the physical product and going into streaming? How do you turn that to your advantage without having to tour your ass to death and sell merch at stupefying prices to try to make a buck? So I think the business model has been changing for several years, and Napster kicked it off for a good reason, and I'm not against that. But I believe artists need to be paid for their art. So let's figure out a solution. Maybe we will, maybe they won't. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It just sucks. There's been a law that Senate and the Congress that try to give the music artists their fair share of streaming, but Congress and the Senate never does it, man. They never protect the properties, man. It just fucking sucks. It just like the music artists are fucking shit on by the record companies. It's like it's been this way. Like Kicks, they had that huge album Blow My Fuse. They didn't make any money off that because they had to pay the record company back for the first three albums. It's like
Well, that in the 70s, like even the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever you want to go, the record companies were fronting these bands all this money, but it was all recoupable. Meaning, we're going to put all this time into you, and you better turn a hit, and you better sell a bunch of records and pay us back. A lot of those bands didn't happen, so they ended up hugely in debt. Now you can make music on YouTube, Bandcamp, on your computer, push it out there, make it happen with no company involved. You own it. As long as you make sure you own the publishing, the copyright, everything like that. If it hits Spotify or Apple or any streaming site, you got a better chance of negotiating. The people are being screwed are the old timers and shitty contracts where the record label is going to take the majority of the streaming and throw the artists a few pennies. Wow, your song's been streamed a million times, and here's a check for $250. You
Actually,
know,
50.
yeah, maybe.
$50.
Exactly.
Split between three songwriters. Bon Jovi, Living on a
It's
Prayer.
bad. It's a bad business model that needs to be restructured and it needs to be redone, or revolution needs to happen within the music industry. And the artists need to take it down and say, fuck it. We're not giving you anything. We're going to release it all independently at our cost, at our pay. People can pay us. That has happened. You've seen that, like where people are like, hey, we put something out on Bandcamp. You can pay us what you think it's worth. And maybe that's the model they need to go to, as opposed to a band going, well, we want $100,000 advance. Well, okay. Well, then you're going to sell $10,000 worth of records and you're going to owe us $90,000 at the end of the day. Maybe not. Let's not go that way. Let's let's just be a backyard garage band, out of the trunk band. Here's our record. If you like it, buy it, help us. We're going to tour, buy our merch. That's what it's turned into. So it's turned into the high class luxury of these record labels giving you millions of dollars in advance. But guess what? You owe that $1 million back. And that was great in the early to mid to late 80s. Once you hit the really late 80s into early 90s, all those advances took a crash and those bands went bankrupt. And they couldn't pay back the advance because their albums weren't selling, the merch wasn't selling, the venues weren't selling. And it's sad, but streaming was inevitable because in 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, I'm buying these CDs at $25 a pop, 16 songs a CD, and maybe one to two songs are good. What the fuck? Stop that shit. If I knew a band was coming out with something new and somebody had ripped it on Napster, boom. Oh, Tuck Smith, fuck that. He's amazing. Every song's amazing. This is not what I'm talking about.
No,
That's
I'm just promoting him a little bit. That's all.
no, that's not what I'm talking about. I will happily buy a physical. That's why I went to Napster because I was like, I am done spending money on bullshit. If your record is good, I'm going to spend money on it, not only on the CD, if you have vinyl, if you have a cassette. I don't give a shit. I'm buying it all. I'm going to your show. I'm buying your merch because you rock. Too many of these bands were coming out 16 song CDs, $25 a pop. I'm spending $50 just to get two CDs. And I go home and I got two good songs between the two. And I'm like, this is bullshit.
That
Just because
happened
you
in
have
the
it.
80s. That happened in the 80s with cassettes. It's like what that band, the Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight was a good song, and then the whole album was shit.
Right. It has happened.
Throughout Screedy
Fucking
Politi,
historically,
The Perfect Thing.
historically,
I like that
man.
song, and then the rest of the album
Right.
was shit.
Historically, man, that has happened. But the CDs started getting out of control. They said, "Yeah, we'll start selling them at 20, but they'll drop down to 5 once the it gets out there. They'll be back down to $5, like you're buying a record." Nope, they went from 20 to 25, almost 30 at some stores, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
One album I never regret not buying because I did like the Safety Dance by Men Without Houses. But when YouTube came out and I let me listen to the rest of this album. God, it sucked.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that Napster did me a service, and I never ripped songs off of Napster and sold them to anybody else or any of that. It was like
Yeah.
I'm just sampling what this
When there was
album
no
is going to
YouTube.
be. So COC America's Volume Dealer was one I listened to, and I heard two songs off of Napster. I was like, I bought the album, I bought the CD. I became part of the street team. I was like, we're gonna promote this, man. I love this. And there's good shit, but was so much shit at the time. It's like I got so sick of buying 16, 17 song brand new CDs from bands that was like, are you just trying to fill the space? Because
At
this
that
sucks.
time, dude, I'd buy CDs by bands I trusted, bands that never let me down. You
But
know, because
that's not what
I
I did.
stopped getting new bands because every time I bought a new band, oh, this band's cool. One, two songs good on the album. I said, fuck, I'm gonna buy this doc and erase the slate. Oh yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was great. But then you buy Doc and Long Way Home. And it was like, it was okay. It wasn't like erase the slate shit.
You're exactly right. In that era, I was like trying to trust the bands I knew.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that the bands I trusted were the ones putting out the shit.
Yeah, they fucked up.
And then like Journey put out a horrible record called Eclipse, I think it was called.
Ooh,
And
I
it
like
was not,
Eclipse.
no, it was not good.
It
Or maybe
doesn't have a lot of good melodies on there, but Neil Sean's solos are great.
I'm not saying that the music wasn't good. The music's always going to be good
I
with
didn't
them,
buy
but
it. I didn't buy that album, but
no, I did. And I was like, this fucking
you know
sucks.
what's good is Red 5, Red whatever that is, that EP with what's that guy's the Steve Abergini? He did an EP with him called Red Number 5. That's a great freaking EP.
Don't know.
Journey. I'll send you a song from that dude. That's a
Perfect.
great fucking album. And his album that they did, he did an album with them. Really good too.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to the whole streaming, it's like, yeah, it's a horrible business model for the bands. It is. But if you take the grassroots approach and you don't mind eating ramen noodles every night and sleeping in a van and making it real and doing good rock music for the fans, it's going to pay off. I know it will. Um, but like Dirty Honey has been all self promoted, self produced, self managed, and no record label ever involved, and they're doing great. So I think it needs to go back to that. Um, Streaming for bands that are used to getting these big fat advances and royalty checks. No, kids, that's gone. That's out the door. That doesn't happen anymore.
Well, physical media and CD, vinyl and CDs are really on the uptick lately. It's like
Absolutely.
I'm seeing the sales, and if you notice, CDs are selling again. That they're starting to sell them $15 to $16 again.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like we were buying you guys at like 7.99 to 9.99, and now you're trying to rip us off again because they're starting to sell.
Well, when they were selling for almost $20 a CD in shit, I'm gonna say 2000, 2002, they were still selling for almost 20
This
bucks,
Tuck Smith
18,
was
19.
15.99. Do you know what? I don't care because he
No,
got money.
because he's doing it independently.
Yeah, he got
He's
that
got to
fucking money.
produce that shit. He's got to mail it out himself. I mean,
Well, I got that
he's
from
got
I pre-ordered this from Amazon. I just barely got it last week.
hey, that's a working band that I'm gonna support.
Yeah,
And
Dust Coda, a lot of great bands out there. Even that band you like, that Black Smoke Trigger. Did you buy anything by them?
well, no, I mean, I'm still waiting for them to get a little bit better.
Oh, really? Really? I got shit for shitting on that album.
No, I mean, because Jerry and I both concurred on that they're almost there. Or
I
maybe
said they got,
maybe it
I
was Tim.
told
Maybe it
you,
was Tim.
I said they have some elements. Maybe I don't know, listen to the
No,
next
you
album.
just went around and round and round and said they sounded like a washed up Alice in Chains and trying to
They
be
sounded.
drummers.
They didn't have their own sound. They
Yeah.
had influences, but they sounded too much like the influences and didn't try to divert from that
Right,
influence.
right. And I think some bands, that's unfortunate because I think they should have been explored a little bit more before they did that. I still think there's some amazing songs on that record, but you're right. They're sounding a little too close to the sleeve, little too close to their influences. And I think as time goes on, they'll get their own sound if they get the chance, if
Well,
they get the finest.
it's like Aerosmith. You know their influences were the Beatles and the Stones, but that they carbon copy them? No.
At
You
first they
heard
did on some
Elements. That
songs, yeah.
first album you did. Dude, Dream On was not even a
No,
Beatles
Dream On was a masterpiece. It's never
masterpiece.
been topped.
Yes, that wasn't the Stones or the Beatles.
Nope.
It had
Nope.
elements in that song with the harmonies.
I mean, some of the minor chords, the minor seventh or
Yeah.
diminished sevenths that they were doing on that he does on the A minor seven, that's Beatles all the way.
See,
Dun, dun,
what I
dun,
was I'm not
dun.
saying I'm not shitting on Black Smoke Trigger, but the thing is I'm trying to say is that
No,
you
no,
get
I'm not
bands like
saying that.
Aerosmith, they wear their influences heavily on their sleeve, but the thing they take their influence and make it into what they are.
And
That's what I didn't hear from Black Smoke Trigger.
that's exactly what happened with Kiss. Paul Stanley always wrote what he wanted to hear from his influences, but he made it his own. He was a humble pie, a strawberry, not strawberries.
The
Um,
Strawberries.
yeah. I mean, he was like Firehouse was humble pie's something or another. I mean, he was like, I was trying to emulate that song and it came out like this. It's because you took your influence and you made it yours,
Yes.
and that's all you can ask from an artist. And some artists kind of get pushed, well, you got to make that more changey, or you got to make that more Pearl Jammy, or you got to make that more Soundgarden-y. It's like, no, but why don't I just do my own thing? But we only have so many notes in the lexicon of music. It's hard not to recreate the same chord structure, the same sound, or the same feel. But I think I pushed this on the Freeform site. Green River, man, is like they most perfectly wrote and executed song. I mean, shoe fly, dragonfly, get back to your mother, pick up a flat rock and toss it around Green
Have you
River. I
heard
mean,
It
come
Came
on,
from the Sky?
what's that?
CCR, It Came from the Sky.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
oh
great.
yeah.
Fuck that song, man.
I
Like,
mean, they are just. I mean, but I was watching the Royal Albert Hall documentary of CCR this past Sunday, and they were sitting there just jamming Green River, and I'm like,
who the fuck sounds like CCR?
nobody.
Nobody
And
sounds like
that's
John
the
Fogerty.
and that's the thing. Talk about a band that took all their influences in a time of very influential music
Dude,
at that time.
their version of I Put a Spell on You is my go-to version. It's
It's
like
everyone's go-to version.
nobody wants to hear Screaming Jay Hawkins. We want to hear that from
Oh no,
CCR.
there's a lot of people who want to hear the other version too, but
No, it's horrible compared to CCR. I hear CCR version. Why would I want to go listen to that inferior version? Just me.
you wouldn't if you heard CCR.
No, I want to hear CCR do that. I want to hear. I love Marvin Gaye, but I like their version of "Heard It From a Grapevine" way better from them. And they did it like different than he. It was
I
R
know,
and B.
no,
They did it rocking.
I will always take Marvin Gaye over CCR. Marvin Gaye over
I
anybody.
I like the CCR version so
No,
much better.
that's okay. That's all right. But you also have like, look, Proud Mary was was
Oh,
covered
fuck
by
that.
Ike and Tina. Okay.
Fuck that version.
Ike and Tina covered Proud Mary.
Yeah, it's
Proud
horrible.
Mary is written by John Fogerty. Ike and Tina said, well, Ike was like, we're going to get this rolling, rolling. You know, uh, and this kicked off. What? What are you shaking your head for?
I hate that version.
Which Ike and Tina or
Yeah, I
CCR?
hate Ike and Tina's version of that. Rolling, rolling on the river. Fuck that. They made it like do 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 do. They made it like fucking
They
show
actually
tunes.
did something great with that song. It was awesome.
No.
It was awesome
Do you know why John Fogerty started playing CCR songs again?
because he won his lawsuit against Fantasy Records,
Oh, because somebody came up and told him, "Do you want people to remember Proud Mary from
right?
Ike and
Right. But
Tina?
there was a
Or
period
do
of
you
time.
want to hear, you want them to remember your version?"
There
And
was
so
a
he said, "Yes, I want them to remember my version of that song."
there was a period of time where he couldn't touch those songs without giving royalties to the person he hated.
I know.
Okay.
But the thing is, somebody came up to him.
Until he won that lawsuit, he could not legally, well, he could legally play the song, but any revenue generated off that song, live,
With the
radio,
fantasy
otherwise,
records. Yeah.
had to go to Fantasy Records. And once
Vance,
that was dispute was collapsed, he was like, I'm on it. And he went out.
that motherfucker sued him for sounding like CCR, an old man down the road. It's John Fogerty. Of course he's going to sound like CCR. He is
No,
CCR.
you can't copyright a chord progression. You can't. It's like, dan. It was all in E minor, and it was all the same E minor, D minor, A minor. It was like, din, dan, din, din, dan.
I've,
And it was all different. It was all a little bit different. You cannot copyright a chord progression. You cannot do it. And the judge said, well, we can't copyright that. So it was
Thing
dismissed.
is, on that album, Centerfield, he had a song, Vance Can't Dance, but It'll Steal Your Money. It was originally called the owner of Fantasy Records name, but he had to change it because he was going to sue him.
Right, right.
Hey, Vance Can't Dance, but It'll Steal Your Money. You know, but fucking John Fogerty rules. It's kind of sad with John Fogerty, how because the other three sold that shit from underneath him because they had equal partnership in the man, and his brother, it was on his deathbed. He didn't go
Yep.
visit his brother. He left him die because of what he did to him with his music. That's sad. As a brother,
As a
if my
human.
brother did me bad, if I had a brother and he was on his deathbed, I would go visit him. I think John Fogerty was fucked up for that shit. That's your flesh and blood, dude. Forgive and forget, man.
Well, no, the whole thing was John Fogerty did visit his brother on his deathbed. And whoever the fantasy owner was, if I remember the documentary right, the brother was in his deathbed looking at John Fogerty and said, the owner of Fantasy Records is my God, or was like perfect, or he was right. And it just hurt John because he was like, that was the last conversation was that the Fantasy Records was right and John was wrong. And something like that. I could be completely wrong, and I'm
John
sure
wrote all those songs.
he did, but I'm sure in some kind of bullshit contract he signed publishing completely over to fantasy.
Well, I think they had equal partnership in the
No,
band.
no, you can have equal partnership as far as royalties go,
Hmm.
but publishing is a completely different thing. That goes to whoever owns it. So if Honda wants to use your song, you don't get shit off of that because somebody else owns the publishing. Now, royalties are what the physical unit sells, or however the royalty contract is written out. Royalties, radio, physical sales, whatever. Publishing is your life rights are out there, right? You can use it on a billboard, you can use it on a commercial, you can use it on a packaging. You don't get shit if you sold that. If you sold that.
Yeah, it's it's like what was I hearing about royalties? It's like publishing. It's like what's that band Grand Funk Railroad? I was listening to Eddie Trunk this week and they had Mark Farnar on there. And Mark said that they were young, dumb. He didn't say full of cum, but I'll say full of cum. And it's like they had this manager or thing and he had them sign over publishing to him and he was getting 19% while they were getting 6% split between three of them.
Right.
And just fucking he said
So they
we
were getting 2% and their manager was getting
yeah,
18.
he was
Yeah.
getting a lot of percentage of that shit. And it's like these guys that are making you money, why don't you I don't understand. It's like if I like this show, if we ever made money off this show, be equal. We'd be equal three
Oh my
ways.
God, was I supposed to be giving you my cut?
Dude, this show would be I created Freeform Rock Podcast, but the thing is I brought you guys in as equal members. I am not a narcissist. I don't control this show. I give you guys total control of what you guys want to do with this show. And the thing is, I really hate it when you call me yes, sir.
Okay, boss.
I don't like being called boss either. It's like I just want us to be one.
However, I fucked up the show that we just recorded,
I fuck
but
up
I
the
did
show
pick
all
it.
the time.
But I did pick it.
There's we did a review on Babylon when you weren't part of the podcast, and I put shit out of order when I edited it. It was fucking funny as fuck. I fuck up the show too when I edit, so it happens, man. Don't never edit when you're drunk.
Maybe the best time too.
Yeah, I thought I had it. But
Uh,
now when I edit shit, I listen to it 3 or 4 times before I save it because I want to
all right.
make sure it's in the right order.
What do you got? What else you got on that doc?
Ah, shit, man. How about Pete Townsend says somebody should slap Rick Rubin?
I want to slap Rick Rubin all the time. I think he's been collaborative with some really great bands. I mean, I really do. But I don't think he is the end all be all guru that all these bands think he is. Um,
Bands that
I've
have
heard,
worked with him hated working with him after the fact.
well, not everybody.
Well,
I-
Metallica did.
well, yeah. But but no, he brought a lot of good things to Death Magnetic. Um,
Did he?
yeah, I think so.
13 by
I
Black Sabbath?
but because I think that he was like, let's get back. I think he was a big reason why they started to get back. I think Felderman, the fucking engineer, was the reason why the next album sounds so good
Yeah.
and were produced so good. Here's where I'm with Rubin. I don't think he's a bad guy, but I think he is robbing artists of money to come in there and give Buddha like I don't know. How does that make you feel? Play like it. He's not even a goddamn musician.
No.
Okay? He isn't.
But I kind
You
of
don't have to be a producer, I guess.
I kind of think because I hear albums and I go, if they did this, they did that, it would have been a lot better if they did
Right.
like we do.
Right.
It's like I could do what Rick Rubin does, and I think I could do better than Rick Rubin. Let me produce an album. Let me give you thoughts on an album because I think everything should be stereo separated. Should never brick wall an album. You should always have the freaking ups and downs of an album, man. Every instrument should be heard on an album. And it's like, it pisses me off when I hear Death Magnetic, which is one of my favorite albums by Metallica, and it's brick wall to fuck. brick wall. And he did that shit with the Chili Peppers too. Tom Petty didn't let him brick wall him with Wildflowers, you know. But
Well, I because I'll listen to a couple of his podcasts, Rick Rubin's, and he's a very insightful guy. He asks a lot of great questions. He has a lot of insight. But as a music producer, I think he's gotten really fucking lucky.
he's gotten lazy.
Well, he's gotten really lucky,
He sits on a couch and eats chips.
right? And he's like, so how does that make you feel? He's a counselor, for God's sake. And he gets paid so much money to do it. God bless him. Whatever. You're making it on the back of my
Dude, he's
favorite
produced a
artist.
lot of my favorite albums that were awesome. Beastie Boys, License to Ill, 38th anniversary of that album today, man.
I
Come on, man.
have it
I,
behind
that
me.
album, that album was a game changer between the mixture of hip hop, rap, and rock and roll and metal. Just
Before that was
Run
held to pay
DMC,
by
Run DMC.
Run DMC.
Yes, but the thing is, they took it to a new level.
Everyone takes it to a new
No, but
level.
that album with Paul Revere, they had when the Levee Break samples on there,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so much shit on there. It's like, dude, that was one of my first CDs. That and Doc and the back, Doc and Breaking the Chains. It was a License to
CDs?
Ill CD. I bought
Yeah,
that
on
on
CD,
CD.
huh?
I didn't have it on cassette. I had that shit on CD. And Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yeah, no,
Relax, get
don't
to
do it.
it.
No, I had the second album, not that one.
Oh. Oh, the second album with the one that no
I
one
don't
ever.
even know what it is anymore. It fucking sucks. But fuck, man. Hey, man, I just want to give a shout out to Sebastian Bach. You know, I've been there. I come home. My wife cleared out her shit and left. But you know what, Sebastian? I wasn't a dick to my wife. You were. So I understand the reason why she left because you're a fucking bitch.
Oh, hold on. I didn't know. I didn't understand that. His wife left him?
He went off on Instagram. He came home and she cleared out his shit.
Oh no. I didn't realize that. I thought he just came home and she wasn't there.
Dude, it happened to me. I came home, there was a Dear John letter on the door, and all her shit was gone from our apartment. That happened to him. But the thing is, I wasn't a dick to her.
Yeah, I could
And
see that.
Sebastian Bach is very dickish.
He's a difficult guy to get along with.
Yes. The band Skid Row would never bring him in back. That should tell you something.
Right.
But I feel for him because I know what that feeling is when you come home and all your wife's stuff is gone. He's trying to get back together with her. You know, good luck, prayers, God bless, whatever. But
Right.
dude,
Right.
Sebastian, I'm gonna give you some advice. Dude, stop being over the top, man. Get some therapy. Pray to God. Get your shit calmed down. Maybe one day Skid Row will bring you back if you change. You
They're
haven't
never
changed.
gonna, that will never happen.
He hasn't changed. That's why. He
It,
bitches.
even if he did, I wouldn't.
Dude, if he turned over a new leaf and he went to fucking
Oh my God.
who's the bass player of Skid Row?
Who?
Who's the bass player of Skid Row?
Rachel.
Rachel. Rachel's the one who has a problem with Skid Row with Sebastian. If
No,
he would fucking
Scotty as well.
Scotty
And
Hill, the
so does
drummer?
Snake. All of them have a problem with
No,
him.
no, no.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Scotty
I
Hill's
heard
been trying to get him back in Skid Row with him.
no. I just saw an interview with Scotty Hill who said, bullshit, we're not bringing him back because this is bullshit. So Scotty, nobody wants him back in the band. Nobody. Scotty Hill's not trying to get him back in the band. The
Well,
only
he
one
was
that
talking
would,
like not nice shit about him 3 years ago.
Hmm? It's all good to say nice things about somebody. I'm sure they have like nice spots in their heart about Sebastian, but they don't want to fucking be touring with Sebastian. If they would ever to do that reunion tour, Sebastian would be isolated, literally. Like no press, no. We'll see each other on stage, and then you're put into a box and you're taken the fuck out, like fucking Donkey Kong. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that they could do that, dude. But all the fans out there want him. But fuck,
No, I don't. Because Skid Row, every time I've seen him with somebody else, has been amazing.
even
Every
with
time
that
I've seen
ZP guy,
Sebastian
that
on his
ZP
own,
guy was horrible.
eh, I never saw him with that. But
Oh, good, because that Dragon Force shit sucks.
but I did see Sebastian on the Slave to the Grind anniversary tour here in town. Amazing, sounded great, had a
His
great
new album was
band.
great too. We reviewed it.
Absolutely, man. It's amazing. And I'm so happy for him. And I'm so happy he's doing well in his solo career. If he wants to do these stadiums that he's saying he's going to do with Skid Row, honestly, that's not going to happen. And the other people will just be like
Hey, if Motley
begrudging.
Crue could do stadiums, come on. Skid
What's
Row is
that?
a lot better band than Motley Crue.
Yeah, Skid Row would never make it. They never made, they were always the opener, never the headliner.
That's
They
true.
headlined for one tour that was Slave to the Grind, and they were doing small theaters, big
I saw
arenas.
them on the Aerosmith Pump Tour. They were really good.
Yeah, very good. And I saw them open up. I mean, not open up. They were the headliners at the Fort Wayne, Allen County Memorial Coliseum, Slave to the Grind, and there's maybe three-quarters of a arena there. So we're talking maybe 4,500 people. And
Damn.
it should have been full, but it was a prom weekend as well. So all the kids were out at the proms, and who knows, but they still fucking kicked ass. I don't think my age, yes, I would go to see a Sebastian reunion. Why though? Why? I don't think they're definitely not going to do arenas. They're not going to do sheds. They might do hockey arenas and bigger, you know, maybe bigger theaters.
Sticks does sheds and shit. Why wouldn't Skid Row do that?
Who's that? Well, who said
Sticks.
that?
I'm saying Sticks does good business on like sheds and stuff like that. Why couldn't Skid Row do sheds? Why couldn't they do the amphitheaters?
Not as a headliner. They
With
would never do it.
Sebastian?
No,
I think they could.
they never could. They never got that big.
But you got a 90s band in Oasis right now who was never that
Jesus
big.
Christ, they're on a whole nother level and
Yeah,
a whole
because it's
other
called
universe.
nostalgia. Nostalgia, man. That's what I'm saying.
Nostalgia for Oasis, who did 20,000 seats on their own
No,
way
they
back in
didn't.
the 90s.
Not in America.
Oh, doesn't matter in America.
It was England.
Did Skid Row ever do fucking 20,000 seats
But they would
anywhere?
now if Sebastian, the original
No.
Skid Row, I think they would do at least amphitheaters.
Oh God, no.
No,
They would, that would hurt so bad. The promoters would lose so much money.
I think they would do it, dude.
Nope.
I
I
think.
would love it to happen, and I would be in their crowd if there was
Hey, I didn't
20,000
I
people
didn't
going.
think Oasis would sell at stadiums, so I was wrong about that. They're
Yes,
doing the
you were,
Rose
sir.
Bowl down here, and I go, what the fuck? You know,
Hey, that is what
more
it is,
power
man.
to them if you like to hear watch guy with a bowl cut with a guitar. And what if I can look he looks like a dork. He looks like a huge dork. Noel. He looks like a dork. And Liam has a bowl cut too. I saw him open for the Who. It was horrible. It's like I like Oasis. I can only handle them in 3 to 4 song doses. I can't listen to a whole fucking album
Hey,
without getting irritated.
hey, brother, I'm with you. I cannot listen to Liam for more than maybe 2 songs, 3 songs at a time.
I had to watch him
Noel,
open for the Who. It's horrible.
what's that?
He opened for the Who at the Hollywood Bowl. It was horrible.
Yeah. Now, Noel will like actually. I've seen some things of his that actually make me want to cry because they're so beautiful and he sings it
Noel's
so well.
stuff is good. I like
Yeah,
Noel's stuff. But the
yeah, yeah.
thing is about Liam, he is one of the most boring frontmen.
Nasally, nasally,
He
guy,
just
guy,
stands
guy.
there with his hands behind his back and
Yeah.
sits at the microphone the whole fucking time, doesn't move around, doesn't talk to the crowd, and doesn't do shit. He fucking sucks. He's boring as fuck live. You
Now,
motherfuckers out there paying for those extraordinary
hey,
awaits.
hey, he came up in the
Enjoy.
shoegazer age. The shoegazer age. You don't need to be a front man. You just need to sound good. And
He
he
didn't
didn't
sound
sound good.
good.
He didn't sound good. So there you go.
No, it sounds like fucking nasal, like you said, nasal.
However, all that being said, I love some Oasis. I'm sorry.
I love the song Supersonic. I love the song Supersonic. I love about maybe 15 Oasis songs, but I can't listen to all 15 in a row because I'll get fucking irritated because the voice gets
Okay.
on my nerves.
Shifting gears from another world tour, what do you think about Jack White?
I love Jack White.
He just announced a whole big old tour. Not coming anywhere near me, but towards you. So.
Stadium or just arenas?
Oh yeah, stadium, amphitheaters,
Yeah,
everywhere.
I don't want to do stadiums anymore because SoFi here sucks. It's like My Chemical Romance is playing.
Yes,
I want to see them. I ain't seeing them at SoFi.
I've never seen him.
No, I love My Chemical Romance. They're like one of those emo bands that actually have energy,
Yeah, well,
right?
one of those emo bands that were good.
They're the only emo band that was good.
No, they should take out AFI on as a
They have
support act.
Alice Cooper opening up for them on some of those
Yes,
dates.
I know. That's their OG emo.
Dude, I think one of their best albums is Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. I love the
Fuck
Black
yeah,
Parade.
that is the best record from
That
them.
is the best record. Black Parade is pretty good
Black
too.
Parade's awesome. Yeah, yeah.
That's their Queen opus, you know. Like it sounds like a Queen album to me. But dude, it's like when you saw them in their videos for Three Cheers, they're like all over, like rah, they're like
Right.
in your face, like dancing and energy. You see these other emo bands that go, "Life sucks. You fuck off. I hate you." Blah blah blah. It's like these bands are like ah. It's like Jared, what's his name? Gerard is one of the best frontmen I've seen in an emo band ever. It's like they call the Cure emo. No, the Cure is goth. But Robert rules in the Cure, and he's a great frontman too. I know he does look pretty bad right now, but he's still the new album went #1, dude. The new Cure album. Like,
I
damn,
like it.
I like
So
it. But man, let's get the fuck out of here. You're passing out. I'm passing out.
I'm
I
not passing out by any means.
well, you got other shit to say. Say it, man.
Hey, thank you for having us. Everybody who made it through this, like, subscribe, join the conversation.
Hit the thumbs up and give us comments on these videos because they may not comment back, but I do. I'm always on
Mark is
there.
the man. Mark is always going to
I
be
will
interactive.
always interact
I
with
don't know
all
where
you
this asshole
motherfuckers.
finds the time.
You don't have the time. I will interact. I do those quick thoughts videos. And if somebody comments, I interact with you. I either give you a thumbs up or I like your comment. Or if I have something to say to you, I will say something to you or agree with you or disagree with you. I will give you a pushback or agree with you, man. I will always interact with you guys, man. I am very interactive. You guys are okay. I got the interactive shit because I want to keep us going. So, man, let's get the fuck out of here. Mooger, you have a great weekend, man.
All right, I'm
And
gonna try.
Jerry and Eric, fuck Mike Tyson.
I'm gonna go watch the fight right now because
Yeah, you motherfucker. Fuck that shit.
it's still not on yet. So I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah, Jerry could have did the fucking video. Fuck you, Jerry. I love you. Later. Later,
Love you.
dude.